Manosphere in this bitch, and you know we getting lit. Getting money, getting fit, till we lean this fucking rich. We ain't taking no shit, we ain't chasing no chick. If she wanna like this lit, better get in where she fit. If the chick don't fit, then that hoe gotta go. We are number 8 to 1, so I got a lot of more. They can do what they want, they can say what they say, but they can't stop the rain. Manosphere is here to stay. Just started this year, rockin' with Ramil Amir, one of the realest in the game, and this hustle off the chain. Yeah, we have our differences, but we all have those. But we have more things in common than the things that we oppose. Put the dough before the hoes, put yourself before the bros. Cop some real estate and gold, fuck the cars and the clothes. Shout out to MTR, that boy gon' be a star. If you think you need to see the PCD with Shahrazad Ali, it was major, and the homie truly played his part. For me, shit like that is hard. I'm too motherfucking scarred, but I'll never be this bar. For this alpha law, I'm the truth, and my little bro Steph is cold, doing it for the youth. If you wanna stay the same, then just make one more excuse. I remember when he started, now your homie got the juice. Told him let the haters hate, that's a sign of your success. Finally gave y'all what y'all want, BOA, AMS. It was a long time coming, it was epic in a way. Top 2 alpha motherfuckers in the whole fucking space. Kicking ass, taking names since we showed up on the scene. 2 Alabama OGs getting money, riding Manosphere in this bitch, and you know we getting lit. Getting money, getting fit, till we lean this fucking rich. We ain't taking no shit, we ain't chasing no chick. If she wanna like this lit, better get in where she fit. If the chick don't fit, then that hoe gotta go. We are number 8 to 1, so I got a lot of more. They can do what they want, they can say what they say, but they can't stop the rain. Manosphere is here to stay. Peace to O'Shea Duke Jackson, the homie be bout action. It's obvious that helping others brings him satisfaction. In the Manosphere, all the good creators know, if you're small but you're good, he'll still bring you on his show. To the homie Kwame Brown, hope you keep doing your thing. You done locked in on your niche and just ran off with the game. Stay the same, never change. Famous haters come with fame, they don't hate you, they just flame, cause you made your own name. In my world, it's just one of me and some OGs. As far as this Manosphere, that's Black Ram 313. He's the first one that I heard even say similar words to the ones by which I live, and for that I gotta give flowers while the homie's still here. Never been MGTOW, never been red pill. I just keep it pimpin' with these hoes, still shopping still. If you hatin', then you fake. Manosphere gon' keep it real, and that's the deal.
Welcome to the AlphaSphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the AlphaSphere. Get money division, the place where you transform into a man on a mission. Learning to not feel guilty about selfish decisions. You and your best self would be on a head-on collision. You will not be stopped by obstacles that's dropped by those who wanna see you fall, cause more wanna see you ball. You will be so focused, you won't get no peace at all, till you go from mud feet to walking on streets of gold. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Dr. BOA, the utmost alpha surgeon, helping you to become your most alpha version. Old and new you, this is where they will be merging. Get money today, so later you'll be spurging. Tell them haters you do not care what they say about you. Just mentally vow to make them live without you. When your vision sprouts to living it from chasing it. When they say your name, just make sure they put some bass on it. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight.
My bad. Put that one in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear, man. Put the one in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear, man. I know I forgot to cut my mic on in the beginning, man, but y'all go ahead and put us in the game, man, so we can see what we're working with. Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. I really do, as usual. You could have been anywhere, man, but you in here rocking with the homie Dr. BOA. Shout out to everybody on the East Coast, man. I know it's 8 p.m. where you at. You know what I'm saying? You probably in chilling. Appreciate you tuning in. Dirty South, 7 p.m. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Out West, 5 p.m. Appreciate y'all tuning in on your drive home, man, in rush hour traffic. The goal is to have a show that's so cold that you stay with me even when you get off the road. Now, if this is your first time in the AlphaSphere, man, what we do over here, man, we teach men how to become the most alpha version of themselves by applying hustler principles to the business world, applying spiritual principles to the everyday life world, and applying pimp principles to relationships with women. That's what we do over here. We're men of principles, and this is a principled environment. Now, if you want to be a part of this principled environment live chat, which has just gone incognito, in other words, members only, go ahead over there to the main channel page where you see subscribe button, you'll see a join button, click that join button. Hey, while you're over there, click that subscribe button because I know you ain't already. Go ahead and pick your tier, man, and come on back over here, man. So, as y'all can see the topic tonight, man, we're going to dive into this thing where the dude D-Wade, man, has decided that he's going to legally make his son Zion his daughter Zaya. Zaya, I don't know. Zaya, you know what I'm talking about. And what we're going to do, we're going to see how this man got to this point. Because a lot of these things that are taking place in his life, even his fruity style of dress, happened as this woman, Gabrielle Union, began to dig her way deeper into the foundation of this man's life. Now, I want y'all to think about some things. And we're going to go along the way. And we're going to take a really, really deep dive into this, man. So y'all stay with me. All right, man, let's go ahead and get ready to dive into this thing. Salute to the GLG. Bless up to the AlphaSphere. Let's get it moving.
Why is a man inconsistent? One day he's one way, the next day he's another way. I don't know what to believe. So, okay, let me give you the reasons. Number one, his attraction level for you isn't at the same level that yours is. That's just the reality. He may like you some, he might like to talk with you, he might like to communicate with you, but his attraction level is not there. Number two.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm playing this, and some men may say, man, look at him, giving women all the game. These guys are here to teach women. This benefits us in the AlphaSphere because we keep it 100 with women. See, a guy like this can't spill none of our beans, all our beans in the bowl. A guy like this can't tell about what kind of cars we got. Our cars face up. We play the game straight up because we want a woman to know exactly what she's dealing with. So if she can't deal with it, we don't have to waste time. We're not in the time wasting business. And so we just keep it moving. If a woman can't deal with it, we just keep it moving and go the way that we're going to go. So guys like this are actually enhancing our interaction with women by telling them the things to look for. That way a woman meets me and she knows I'm authentic from day one. Because I'm not, if I don't like a woman, I'm not going to act like I like her. If I just want to be intimate with her, I'm not going to act like I want something else. The woman that has a bunch of the characteristics I like, she'll know because she'll be around me sometime and we won't even be intimate. She'll be around for other reasons. That woman is rare. That woman doesn't come often. But this man is simply, I'm telling you what he's doing, man. He's changing up the game. These guys like this, they're changing up the game. So suckers who don't stand 10 toes down, they're going to have a little bit tougher time. I like these guys who are feeding women the signs of BS, because those guys will be, they'll have less of a chance of affecting a woman who could possibly benefit my life in a negative way. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get back into it.
He is unwilling to invest the resources necessary to attain you. Now, men understand you have to invest resources, money, time, resources, and talents. If he's not willing to invest those things in you, that's why he's inconsistent. He realizes that. Number 3, he wants you to get
now here's the thing. The way I would word that, this is the difference between the presentation of us men over here in the alpha sphere and a guy like this. I would say the same thing, but I would say you're not worth it to that man. You see how the wordplay differs when you're trying to placate and pacify women? It changes totally different. So he's saying he's not willing to spend that in you, instead of saying he does not think you're worthy of that investment. It's not that a man isn't willing, it's that you're not worth it. This is the type of talk that makes women lazy in relationships. Well, it's always, if you could always figure out a way to make it be the man, then what is she to work on? If everything that happens in her life is always somebody else's fault, what is she going to work on? Obviously, she's perfect if it's always someone else. But I do agree that, and that's the principle that I tell women all the time, and I tell you guys all the time. If a woman earns it, give it to her. I'm not giving a woman anything she doesn't earn. I'm not giving a woman anything she doesn't earn. Anything. Let me tell y'all something. 3 things. You know how hard it is to meet a woman who doesn't eat foul meats, pork, seafood, all of that, doesn't smoke, and doesn't drink? You know how hard that is? You can find a woman who don't eat no pork, but she drink. You can find a woman who don't drink and don't smoke, but she eat pork. You can find a woman that don't drink, don't eat pork, but she smoke. Like, the hardest thing to find is a woman who has those 3 and those are 3 simple things. She don't drink, she don't smoke, she don't eat foul foods. You tear the world upside down. This country anyway, you tear this country upside down trying to find that. Now, a woman will make the adjustment for you, but some things I don't want her to make the adjustment for me. I want her to already be that way. See, if I meet a woman and she got a belly full of pork, I got to give her a 90-day probationary period. These are the types of things I do. I give a woman a 90-day probationary period for certain things. We'll talk about that on another video. Let's get back into it.
To accepting this level of his participation. And number 4, he's got somebody else.
And I've had
he's supposed to have somebody else.
Good relationships in my life, but I have never felt like a king or got true king treatment until I went out of this country, where you're praised, especially as a Black African American man. 1, I'm from America, and 2, I'm Black. It's like the world is yours whenever you leave this country. A Black American, you get treated like a king outside of these.
You know what, bro? I'm just gonna be honest with you. I get treated like a king inside of this country. Now, is every woman going to treat you like a king? No, but I don't even deal with every woman. Attraction confirmation, or as these suckers call it, choosing signals, but attraction confirmation almost guarantees you phenomenal treatment, phenomenal interaction with a woman, because she sees something, she lets you know she wants it. And what a woman wants, if she really wants it, she's willing to work for it. Anything she's not working for, she don't want it.
Guys kind of like the bad girls too, though, I feel like also.
Mm,
Do you like bad girls?
bad guys are
Nah.
bullies.
No.
I don't
And
like.
maybe because I don't think bad girls like me.
Wow.
You know, I think you like who likes you
Oh, man.
sometimes.
Did you hear Babyface? Now, this is Mr. Whip Appeal. I'll pay your rent. I'll buy your clothes. I'll cook your dinner too. But you hear him in real life. So you can make no R&B song for the women, but you hear him in real life. You like who likes you.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, if you go after somebody that, and no one wants to go up and get embarrassed.
Yeah.
True.
So normally when you date somebody, they approach you first?
Pretty much. I don't, it's not, it's more kind of, I don't go after it if it happens organically.
She gotta like let you know, like if you ask me out, I'm
baby
saying yes.
I'm very,
So you rather
I don't
have
make
a-
moves.
Because you don't want to get rejected? Is that what?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, see, men think it's because you don't want to be rejected. It's because these suckers out here tell you that. No, it's because you value yourself so much that when you see you like if you walk into a room, you think you're the most valuable thing in the room. Why pursue anything? It's hard to go after something when you truly believe you're the most valuable thing in the room. How do you go after something? How do you say, okay, that thing over there is less valuable than me, but I'm gonna go and get it? That's not how we function as men. If you're a man who has mastered the idea that you need to get laid from every woman you meet, it opens up your mind to a certain outlook when it comes to entering a room and what you see in a room and what it comes to when it comes to women and all of that. Man, if a woman don't show me attraction confirmation, man, I'm not even interested in her. I've never seen a woman that was just so bad. Now, I've seen some baddies. We all see baddies, but I've never seen a woman that was just so bad that I was like, I got to have her. Man, I'm me. Before y'all knew Doc BOA, I was still Dean. I'm me, dog. I've been me. I've been me. I've been knowing me. The me that y'all know now, I've been knowing this me for years. So the same way I approach things now, I've always approached it that way. Because I knew I was me.
oh.
Don't make
How
it
could
sad.
they ever
First of all, who's
reject
rejecting
you?
Babyface?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's
I don't
crazy.
understand.
Who's going to reject Mr. Whippapill?
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
The
So
nerve.
pretty. Yeah.
The dating game has taught women that rejection is their weapon in the game. Rejection is their tool. That's the only tool they got in the dating game, rejection. And it is like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. No man should ever be rejected by a woman. A woman was created to be in a position of servitude to you. How you gonna be rejected by? How you gonna be openly and willingly rejected by that which was created to dedicate everything it has to your life? You guys don't understand the definition of a helpmeet. All right, let's take a dive and get on into this thing, man.
Sometimes you look out into the world and you see things that you understand. Then you see other things that take a little bit of trial and error and thought process, and then you understand those things. But then there are things that you just don't understand. And no matter how much you think about those things, no matter how much you ponder, no matter how much you wonder, you're still gonna not be able to put that thought into a logical expression of reality.
Unless you're using
And one of those situations is the eerie, weary, dreary situation between Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Now, I remember D. Wade. I remember his first wife. I remember the way his boys looked. I remember the way his family looked. I remember the way his family was run. And it's a far cry from what I see now. His son Zion has become his daughter Zaya. And that's not all. Now, he has legally filed to have his son become his daughter completely. Now I ask you, if this wasn't a thought, if this wasn't an ideology, I saw none of this in his son Zion. Take a look. Look at that kid. Now, do you see this? You don't. The problem is we're too worried about normal and not worried about right. Not worried about righteous. We're too worried about allowing everybody to do whatever it is they want to do, so no one has to live by any set standard or set rule. And this is all good for the women who believe they're starting to take control of this society. Now, household by household, there is evidence that this is taking place.
The 50-50 relationship, the 50-50 relationship is the evidence that this woman taking control of the household thing is a real thing. Because you know how power is. If you give a woman 50% of the control, she has all of the control. 50% of the control is not enough for you to run anything. You simply can't. Like, here's the thing about 50-50 control. If we're 50-50 partners, I can't make a decision without you, which entails gives both of us the same amount of power. She's got 100% power. Any decision you make, she can veto it. She doesn't have to go along with anything. She can say no, and ain't nothing you could do about it. That's what a 50-50 relationship does. It gives the woman absolute power, absolute control. Y'all give me a minute, man. Let me go cut it down right quick. Give me a quick second. All right, let's get back into it, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Put that fan on low, man. All right. So when you think about it, man, these are the type of things that take place in a particular society. But let's go ahead and finish up, get back into it.
When you look at Dwayne Wade's son Zion now being his daughter Zaya, and look at the influence that Gabrielle Union had in that household.
If they could see me now, a little gang of mine. Now, what you see in this quick piece is a woman who is in her 50s and now starting to behave like a teenager.
See, when a woman's nature is what it is, man. Like guys use the term female nature, the MGTOW guys and all those guys use the term female nature. We don't use it over here in the Alphasphere very often. But when you think about it, it's not just one nature. Yeah, there are some characteristics that all women share, but we're talking about the nature of a woman is an individual thing. You see, this woman right here in this video, she was in her 50s, 40s, late 40s, early 50s, wherever she was. She was pretty close to 50, and she's up at, like, yes, no. What if nobody can see her? Okay, nobody can see her. But what makes a woman that age want to get up and flash like in the mirror like that, in the window? Where's the maturity level in this woman? But here's what you have to understand. Once a woman is this way, she never changes. You marrying her doesn't make her that way. You know what I'm saying? A ring doesn't turn a 304 into a wife. It turns her into a 304 with a ring. You can't no more. If you got a woman that's square, it don't matter how much you train her, how much you teach her. Yes, you may be able to enjoy yourself with her and be pleased by her and all that, but she is never gonna be that knockdown, drag out woman that just go crazy and get real nasty. She's just not gonna be that. And the same way, you can't take that woman that is wild and is free and is out there like that and make her like a good submissive wife. She's not gonna do it. But that's what D-Wade tried.
And when my internship ended, they were like, would you ever consider being like one of our clients and us representing you? And mind you, I had such low self-esteem. I wanted to be a video host so bad. Like,
what you hear is a woman who is admitting that because her self-esteem was so low, the barrier for entry for her for validation was just to be a video model. She didn't care about anything else. She figured if she could get on a rapper's video, then she would magically start to feel good about herself.
Now, here's what happens when a woman does that. It's the same thing as a man who has stuff confidence, not self-confidence. When a woman's confidence is based on what she's able to get as far as her physical appearance, she never dedicates any work to her character. She never dedicates any work to the traits that would make a man attracted to her as a wife. You dig what I'm saying? This is what you have to understand. When you find a woman who has been married and divorced multiple times or has been married multiple times, that should give you pause, because you have to ask yourself, what happened in those situations? And as men, we know we can't just say, well, the men must have been bad. We can't do that. But this woman is saying before her career even started, she had low self-esteem. Where did her esteem come from? She wanted to be a video model, which meant that she would be looked at and get validation for her body and the way she showed it and the way she moved it. Because video models have never, ever, unless the video was just absolutely indicative of a certain uniform or a certain outfit or wardrobe, they have never been sophisticated women who moved around in evening gowns and all of that. No, video models have been one stereotype. You understand? One stereotype. The only difference is the nationality of the woman. So she wanted to be that. The video model is the music industry version of an exotic dancer. That is what she wanted to be, because she has always validated herself by her body. And I'm going to be honest with you. As far as being a black girl, she ain't never had the typical body that a black girl is looked at for, and she ain't got it right now. So that's why she's in the mirror flashing, because it's habitual. She needs to do something with her body in order to be validated. She's admitting that right now. This is not the type of woman that you want to make your wife.
Now, I want you to think about what kind of low entry barrier that is. That's the type of thing that exotic dancers strive for. That's this type of thing that we talk about with the whole IG thought model, who makes all of her validation points from showing her body in a specific way. So she didn't want to do something that would give her any type of feeling of being classy. She just wanted to be a video bride. Let's get back into this.
Like, that's all I wanted. I didn't want to be in movies. I didn't want to be in commercials. I wanted to be the chosen video hoe. And well, that's what we called them then. Now they are video vixens, IG models. Yeah, but I wanted to be like a hot bitch, except I lacked all of the necessary accoutrement, like big boobs or an ass.
Now, I want you to think about in this society, man, how we have marginalized women's beauty by the size of their butts. And I'm gonna be honest with you, me myself, I'm not a huge butt man. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want a chick to be built up like my 11-year-old boy cousin, but I do want a woman who has room to grow. Like, I'm not really interested in meeting a woman who is already as thick as I would like her to be. Because here's the thing, you never know how thick you want a woman to be. And those things are just good to look at. They're more good to look at than anything. And if you look at them long enough, yes, you can arouse yourself with them. But the reality of the scenario is that whole big butt thing is really an Americanized concept. I keep telling you men all the time, the average weight of an adult internationally outside of the US is 136 pounds. I think the men are like 151 and the women are like 123 or something like that. And it averages out to 136 for adults worldwide. The average weight for a woman in America is in the 150s, 156, I think. So let's be realistic. We're not talking about this idea of beauty that's international. It's a pretty Americanized thing. And we know that anything that is all American has been perpetuated by the powers that be in the media, social media, etc. Let's keep on.
It wasn't really the desired look at the time. Like, I was literally, auditioning for like California Love video with Tupac and 20 of his closest.
So you fell into a really successful acting career when you wanted to be a video.
Yeah, trying to be in music video. I was like, let me try, my hand at acting. And I have a photographic memory and, memorizing like Saved by the Bell scripts, not that hard. So I started booking things right away, and they were like, okay, this is something. So they had made up a fake resume before they sent me out on an audition, and they were like, with each job you get, we'll take a fake thing off. And pretty soon my resume was real, and I was just working nonstop. But I just wanted to be California Love Video.
And here's the thing about a woman who wanted to be that desire never goes away. It's kind of like a guy who grows up not in the hood or in the hood, and he may be hustling, but he just never get to that point where he driving a big body Benz and he coming down, man, in the Escalades, and he coming down, man, in the drop BMWs and coming in the Vets and all that. That never dies. That's that same guy who is in the suburbs, doesn't have a hood bone in his body, but his car looks like he's from the hood because he always wanted to be that guy. You see that guy who in the burbs, or you see a doctor, and when that boy off work, man, he draped up in jewelry and all that like a rapper. You're like, bruh, he from that environment. Listen, what you desire to be when you're young never dies. That's why I always say, I tell young guys, what is the thing that you have a passion for? That when they ask me, well, how do I find my passion? How do I find my purpose? Your purpose is your passion. Your passion is your purpose. Developing your passion is your purpose. So that thing that you would do for free, that thing that you would rather do for $30,000 than to do something else for $300,000, that's that thing. And that thing has been with you forever. Whether it got cultivated or not is a different thing, but it's always been with you. The same way a woman's desires of all. You meet a woman who always wanted to be a wife, that woman lives her life that way. You can tell that that's what she wants to be. Now there's a such thing as a woman who wants to be that because that's what people told her to be. That's different. But there's a woman who wants to be that. And so that's the woman who's going to make sure that, yes, she may slip up. She may make some mistakes. We all do. But that woman is going to keep the things that will make a man view her as wifey. And you know what that is? Shut upness, obedience, loyalty, dedication, soft-spokenness, and the absence of manly activities, drinking, smoking, partying, clubbing, all that type of foolishness, man. Let's get back into it.
Because he see me through. Oh God! So I got divorced, and I was trying.
That's another thing. She's a woman that's always but here's the thing about a woman who's gonna be divorced. There's two things about a woman like this. There's only two ways a marriage goes for her. She's gonna be married. She's gonna try to push this craziness that she's doing with D-Wade on a man. He ain't gonna go for it. Either he gonna leave or she gonna leave. Or she's going to be with a man like D-Wade who lets her do whatever the hell she wants to do, and their marriage is going to last, and she's going to be happy in it. Why? Because she can do whatever she wants to do. What we're going to find out is the history of this woman, and we already know the more men that a woman is intimate with, the more soul ties she has. Let's listen to some more of her soul ties.
Like other divorced people, you have a mental bucket list. I had a bucket list of diddles.
I was say, are we keeping it 100?
Let's keep it a buck. I was like, here is my deep, what do they call it? The Red Sea Scrolls of gentleman colors I would like to.
Basically, after her divorce, she wanted to just jump on the carousel. Here's the thing about that. It wasn't the divorce that made her jump on the carousel. It's never the divorce that makes a woman jump on the carousel. It's the fact that she was locked down, tied down into a marriage, which isn't her forte. That's what made her jump on the carousel. She was locked down into a marriage.
Check their avails. Check their pulse. And Shaka was like, about 99.99% of that list are fuckboys. And I was like, yes, exactly.
So she wasn't even looking for a relationship. She was just looking for the run through. You know what I'm saying? She was just looking to get on the field, man, and run a bunch of plays.
I feel tall enough to enjoy this ride. Thank you. I will strap in, and I will hold my arms up. And I'll buy the picture at the end of the ride.
Now, here's the thing about this. I'm not even knocking the woman for this. See, people think that we knock the women. We don't. Like, I wouldn't even deal with a woman like Gabrielle Union. So I don't knock her. I don't care what she does. What we're talking about is how this can affect a man when he puts a woman like this into the wifey position. You simply cannot do it. Man, this one, there's all kind of telltale signs, man. All this carousel riding and all that, man. Man, this woman has had several miscarriages, man, because the way her womb is set up, she can't carry a baby full term. Of course, there's a medical term for it. That's medical terminology for everything. You stub your toe, there's medical terminology for that. There's medical terminology for everything, but it doesn't negate the fact, how did it happen? I don't care what it's called. How did it happen? And these types of things have a lot to do with it, man. Let's keep going.
At 3 years old, like I said, when me and my wife looked at each other, right? And the reason we looked at each other is because of this, you know, as kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When all my sisters did, I try to do those things.
But that's just not the case. You see, I don't care what anyone does, but don't try to perpetuate that what you do is normal for the rest of us, and then have a problem when we don't accept it. Because we're not required to accept anything but our own normal. And the same way you accept that as your normal, or you accept whatever else you have to accept as your normal, it is perfectly fine for me to say, okay, this is not my normal. I don't want to accept that.
And that's one of the major problems in this society. Normal is being pushed as abnormal, and abnormal is being pushed as normal. So a man being a man is abnormal. You can't be a man. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be perfectly honest with y'all, and some of y'all might not like this, but I don't care what you like. Here's the deal. Being a man doesn't mean that you have to be the most abrasive, most aggressive, most foul-languaged, most, like, the first part of being a man is using your mind. That's the first part of being a man. If you're not using your mind, then your spirit isn't governing you. Your mind is simply the message pathway that your spirit uses to govern you in this world. And so at a certain point, the way something is done can be detrimental to the overall effect and the overall result that you get from it. And that's just the reality of it. You know, what we have to understand is this, man. When you take time to look at the world around you, you have to understand that self-protection is the main thing that every day you got to self-protect. You got to protect yourself every single day. Every day you got to protect yourself from everything around you and from yourself. You spend more time in your life protecting you from yourself than you do protecting you from anything else. The worst things that can happen to you are self-inflicted. Marrying this woman is self-inflicted. Impregnating the wrong woman is self-inflicted. Eating yourself into a 300 pound, 400 pounds, that's self-inflicted. Being around here interacting with all these different women or all these different men, it's self-inflicted. So the main thing is people don't focus on protecting themselves from themselves. And this is one of those examples. Over the years, this man's life has gone down here, and it's because, and we're going to see as we get into the end of this clip, we're going to see that this man has simply said, she runs everything. I'm the wife, she's the husband. At that point, everything is gone. At the point where you look at a woman and say, baby, you are in control, it's over for you. And here's the punishment for that. You never bounce back from that. Man, God is so pissed at you for that, you don't bounce back from it. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you will carry that burden forever.
Dwayne, I love what you said of Gabrielle, your beautiful wife. You said, it's not my job to change who she is. It's my job to be a part of the evolution. That was good. That was deep, babe.
in relationships, we come in and we try to change people. We try to change them to the way that we want them to be. But I decided to start taking a different approach, in this relationship. I think early on I came in like, hey, you get 2 drink max, bop, 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 bop. And she didn't respond well to that.
No, it did not.
And I want you to hear what he just said, what she said, and then the woman interviewing him said, who would? Exactly. If you meet the woman and she's drinking like that, why are you trying to change her? That's the problem. What he did was right. You realize you can't change a woman, but by then he was already married to her. You at that point, if you can't change her, you can't change any woman. I tell you men all the time. I just told you earlier, if a woman eat pork, I don't want to change her and stop her to eating pork. I don't want to change her. If a woman go to the club, I don't want to stop her from going to the club. I never want to stop a woman from doing anything she does. I just want to hear what she does. And I know at that point if she's meant to be with me. What he did was married the woman, tried to change her in the process, realized he couldn't, and said, well, hell, if you can't beat them, join them. And guess who's changing now? Guess who's doing all of the changing? Guess who's showing up looking crazy all the time? Yep, you guessed it. D-Wade.
It was reasons for that too. Let me say that.
I have a good time. Life of the party right here.
It's not the man leads and the woman.
You hear that? She has a good time. The reason why he tried to get her on the two drink minimum is because she go too hard. She get drunk. She was probably drunk when she was up in the window flashing. Boy, what kind of man? This woman was not fit to be nobody's wife. Not just him, nobody's. Now, y'all listen to this part. This is going to tell it all.
For that too. Let me say that.
I have a good time. Life of the party right here.
It's not the man leads and the woman follows. That's not what we live in this house, at all. So for me, I have a wife that works not just as hard, harder than I. And she had her own career. She had her own life before I came along. So from my perspective, it was like, okay, how can I be a part of the growth and the evolution of who she is, and not trying to change her or stunt her growth or make her in the way that I see fit.
Man, let me tell y'all something. That is the part of becoming a wife. A woman who is a wife, that's her new job. This boy is just a 50-50 partner. Probably more than that. I know he paid the lion's share of the bills. The bottom line is, that's what happens. We live in a society where the position of wife is a valueless position. Women don't value that. Women want a husband, but they don't value being a wife. In a woman's mind, a wife is just a woman with a husband. There are no responsibilities that come with that. There are benefits. She get to have the man all to herself because she get divorced him if he cheat. She can go through now. Men still be getting it in, but the bottom line is, why you put yourself in a situation where having another woman means you're cheating. They get all of the benefits. Even if they stay, they get to, be a certain way with you because you're just living your life as a man. What this man did is found a woman that he wanted to marry, realized that she wasn't a wife, and married her anyway. Well, married her without even paying attention to the fact that he knew she wasn't a wife. Now he's stuck with her. He's stuck with a woman who is not a wife, does not want to be a wife, has no desire to be a wife, and ain't nothing he could do. So what is he doing? He's giving up all of the things he requires and letting this woman just do whatever the hell she wants to do. And you know what happens when you do that with your woman? Somebody's going to be breaking her back. Somebody is going to be breaking her back. Let's not forget how she came out, man, and said, hey, man, she said she do some things to this boy. She came out, man, and talk about all type of intimate things that she do that none of us are involved in this particular space. Not in the alpha sphere. You know what I'm saying? Playing around the wrong side of that boy. Front side is the only side the one's supposed to play around, not the back side. But this is the type of thing that's taking place. This type of thing that she's admitted, he's admitted. Here's the problem, man. When you allow a woman to take control of your household becomes feminine. It's just natural. I'm not even faulting her. He gave her control. He just said, I gave her control. When you give a woman control of your household automatically becomes feminine. What else can it be? Let a woman throw all your clothes away and let a woman restock your closet. I bet your whole wardrobe be a lot more feminine than it was. Because some of the things she gonna buy the type of man's clothes that she would wear.
We think about things like this, man. We have to keep one thing in mind. No matter what's said, actions speak louder than words. So whether he had ever said this or not, we already knew that his woman ran his household, but we did not know that he was such a willing participant in the demise of his own manhood and the manhood of his sons.
That was deep, man. We did not know he was such a willing participant in the demise of his manhood and the manhood of his sons. He don't care. He looked at a situation and said, I buy into this fully. Whatever you want, I will do it. And I'm telling you, man, if you let women play around with the wrong side of you intimately, it's going to change you as a man. I promise you, it's going to change you as a man. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter who you are. No matter how hard you are softer if you let a woman play around with the wrong side of you. You know what I'm saying? A woman only supposed to play with the front side. She's supposed to play with the heads and not the tails. You understand what I'm saying? She's supposed to flip a coin. Always supposed to be heads, not tails, homie. In no kind of way. Always heads, not tails. That's just the reality of it. If it land on tails, you gonna change, boy. I don't care who you are. You gonna change. That boy so far away from God, man, the spirit of God, man. That boy has no righteousness. He don't even know what it means, man. He is pretty much just a willing. He like a food stamp card for her, man. His value in that household is what he contributes. Like he just said, what he contributes to her growth. That's the problem with all these beta male Simon Johnsons here talking about this marriage stuff. You hear how they always tell me you're supposed to dive in and you're supposed to take care of the woman's needs and you're supposed to take care of the household and pay all the bills and provide and protect. And then you're supposed to dedicate yourself to her growth? No, that's not how it goes. She grows because she dedicates herself to your growth. And as you grow, she automatically grows because she's a part of the process and the progress of that process. Men are becoming the wives, women are becoming the husbands. Whoever thought we see the day? See, what you have to understand is the energy that a woman permeates in any environment is the energy of who she is. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out. Now, I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. The reality of the scenario is this. We can take our time and act like we don't understand what we're seeing in this particular society, but we understand it completely. We know what we're seeing. We know what we're involved in. We know what we're engaged in. And we see a lot of times that guys just act like they don't know what's going on. They act like they don't see what's going on. And many men have money and they think that makes them high value. It doesn't. Value has nothing to do with money because money has no value. The only value money has is what you can trade it for. All you could do with money is buy something valuable with it. The money itself has no value. You can go buy something valuable with it, or you can blow it on something that has no value. You go buy a $500,000 car, you just blew some money. You take that $500,000, invest in something, and flip that $500,000 to 1.5 mil. Guess what? You just bought something that has value. So when we begin to diminish the value of a man down to a few measly dollars, because I'm gonna be honest with you, anybody who's ever made $100,000 in a year, once you make it, you realize it ain't no damn money. You realize that. You think it's some money when you're making 30, but it ain't no money. It puts you in another tax bracket. So you get more money cut than you ever did in your life. You got to pay more money back than you ever did in your life, rather. It's not what you thought it was. So if we're gonna say that money gives a man his value, we better up that shit, man, maybe 350,000. At least $250,000. 100,000 is a bar too low for a man to have value. It ain't enough money for us to pin our value to $100,000. It's dumb. It makes no sense. With 100 bands, you can still be living check to check. Literally. I'm talking about without no bad habits. You can be living check to check with 100 bands and just living a decent life, not even balling. So what we have to understand is the value of a man has to start from his internal being. The value of you as a man had to start from your spirit, man. The value of you as a man had to start from something that permeates all these different environments and that lasts with you no matter what environment you're in. If you lose all your money, you still got to have your value. If all your family passes away, you still got to have your value. The only time your value leaves is when you leave. So you have to attach that value to something that is going to be with you forever. Automatically, you got to attach it to your character. You got to attach it to your character traits. You got to attach it to your integrity. You got to attach it to your righteousness. You got to attach it to your honor. You got to attach it to your honesty. You got to attach it to those things, the things that are going to be there. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter who's around, you still have your value. D Wade is a millionaire many times over, but he has no value because he didn't have any value when he met the woman. His value was his financial possessions. Never wrap your mind around the concept that gives you value. It doesn't give you value. Once you understand that it takes a certain caliber of man to navigate this world and still stay true to who he is no matter what, the ups, downs, highs, lows. Many men, if you compare the broke them to the paid them, they're totally different. Now, of course, your lifestyle is totally different. Of course, you look better because you dress better, you live better, you drive better, you eat better. I'm talking about the character of a man. Many men, before they got money, they were absolutely down on themselves. Many men were the equivalent of what Gabrielle Union said she was, man, when she didn't have no confidence. She just wanted to be a video model. Many of these guys were the same way. Key himself, appreciate the two-bone. He said, man, select men can't be simps. Shame on Ron Wills. They can't. A select man is more than financial. You can't be a select man. A select man. A select man? That comes from God. That comes from God. Because here's the thing about it. A broke man that's in shape will get more or as much intimacy as a rich man who in terrible shape. You dig what I'm saying? And he'll get better quality intimacy because intimacy is a physical thing. Now, of course, you can pay for more, might be able to get better quality women because money just puts you in better spaces. It puts you in better company. But when we talking about the quality of the intimacy, it has nothing to do with finances. It just has anything to do with it. All money is a way for you to elevate you into different spaces where you can see different faces. You understand what I'm saying? Different spaces put you in front of different faces. That's it. So when you think about it, man, when the reality of it is, I mean, that's the definition of select that we give. Like we have our definition of high value. Our definition of high value ain't got nothing to do with making six figures. Yeah. The worst thing that ever happened is for men to start equating their value with six figures. That's the worst thing that ever happened. Nothing worse has ever happened. Because it started giving piss poor men the idea that they have value when they have no values. So, all right, man, we ain't gonna stay in here too long on this one, man. I just want to come in here and drop this one off, man. Just come in here and do something, man. We got a great one coming up tomorrow, man. We're gonna talk about academics and Sneeko on the Fresh and Fit podcast and how that represents that having money doesn't make you high value. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a whole bunch of low value interaction on that particular episode, man. And it also showed you that Myron is the big dog on that. Because when Myron is there, if Myron was there, that show would have never got off the rails like that. I've just never seen the show get out of hand like that. Now, I've seen Myron have his run-ins with people, but that's because he's trying to control the show dynamic. All the run-ins he's ever had has come from him controlling the show dynamic. So any clip that anybody has ever sent me of anything they thought was something for me to make some content about, I was like, well, hell, man, that's part of it. You know, when you policing your own environment, man, and trying to keep it straight, yeah, you're gonna have some run-ins with somebody. That's why I never did any content on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not gonna be what you want. It's not gonna be what you want when you send it to me. I always look at it from, hold up, man. Whoever it is, I bet they know I'm on. Man, that's my cellular agent. Yeah, it's boss talk, man. Get your own cellular agent. So here's the thing, man. I want y'all to understand that as men, we have to be a certain way every day. We can't fake it. We can't fake it till we make it. We can't act like we know it if we don't. We have to be a certain way every day. And you know what that way is? Tried and true to what you know and what you knew. That's the only way, man. So look, man, I appreciate y'all being in the joint. Key said, man, my bad. I thought select me many options. It could mean that somewhere else, man, but that's what it means here. DJ Deuce, appreciate the we're gonna say DJ Deuce. That sound better to me. Appreciate the 5-bone super sticker, man. All right, let's get ready to slide up out of here, man. Hey, listen, don't miss the show tomorrow, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cue it up. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be a hell of a show, homies. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a hell of a show. So let's get ready to do this thing, man. We're gonna slide on out of here, man. This one going over to Patreon, man, as all of them do. Like from now on, every show going to Patreon. It ain't gonna even stay on the channel unless it's one of those that needs to. Almost 99% of them going straight to Patreon, man. So you won't even get a chance. You get a chance to listen to them playback until tomorrow morning, and then it's gone. So, man, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Mr. O, I see you in the building, man. Hey, me too, man. I done fell off too, man. I'll be honest with you, man. I done fell off, man. My homie be talking about me all the time, man. They be talking about how I fell off, man. I fell off, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I really just took a break. I ain't really fall off. I just took a break, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been working out my whole life, man. I just took a break. You know, I had to take a break, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't a good break either. So let's get back to it, Mr. O. Let's get back to it, man. Sweater weather is right around the corner, man. Let's get back to it, Mr. O. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. It's about that time. Matter of fact, sweater weather is here, man. It's cold as hell here now. So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man. Got some great content coming up for y'all, man. Again, don't forget the release. Official video, premiere, international worldwide release of Alpha Music. It's coming up October 31st. Halloween will be on the scene. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. Enos, appreciate 2 Bones, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Man, listen, man, I've been flying all year, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Well, for the past 5 months, man, I've been in the air. I've been in the air. Shit gonna be back in the air this weekend, man. I've been in the air, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been, once I jumped in it, man, I be in it. So let's get back to it, man. I'll see y'all, man, tomorrow, man, for tomorrow's show, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cue it up so y'all can go ahead and start, you know, send your timers and all that for it, man. Send your notifications. Let's slide on out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. And don't ever put yourself in a position that D-Wade is in. If you meet that woman, you know she don't fit into your life, why in the hell you gonna make her your wife? Let's get on out of here, man. Look, man, I don't know where you finna go when you leave the show. But make sure when you get there, you tell them striving to become the most alpha version of yourself is indeed the motto. Peace.
Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the Alphasphere. atmosphere. Get money division, the place where you transform into a man on a mission. Learning to not feel guilty about selfish decisions. You and your best self would be on a head-on collision. You will not be stopped by obstacles that's dropped by those who wanna see you fall, cause more wanna see you fall. You will be so focused, you won't get no peace at all, till you go from mud feet to walking on streets of gold. Trying to become the most alpha version of you, dying to become the most alpha version of you, striving to become the most alpha version of you, fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Dr. B.O.A.V., utmost alpha surgeon, helping you to become your most alpha version. Old and new you, this is where they will be merging. Get money today, so later you'll be splurging. Tell them haters you do not care what they say about you. Just get to live out to make them live without you. When your vision sprouts to living it from chasing it. When they say your name, just make sure they put some bass on it. Trying to become the most alpha version of you, dying to become the most alpha version of you, striving to become the most alpha version of you, fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight.